Hey guys, and thank you for finding your way to Morgellons Discussion, the podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Murphy, and this show is about Morgellons facts. That is to say, what has been able to be demonstrated for scientific purposes. So, if you hear me saying something about Morgellons disease on this show, it's got to be coming from the scientific world. It has been published in a prestigious journal, and the science, the experiments that went into producing that data are repeatable. So if you're looking for factual information about the Morgellons disease condition, welcome to our show. Hi, and welcome back to Morgellons Discussion on Anchor FM. I'm your host, Jeremy Murphy, and today we're going to go over the top stories that impacted Morgellons patients the most in September, and we have breaking news about new treatments for Lyme disease. But first, a word from our sponsor. September was a great month for Morgellons patients with a lot of breaking news stories coming out, including 3 new peer-reviewed studies, and a key Morgellons petition reaches 1 million signatures. But first, we have this breaking alert. Lyme disease is well positioned to be eradicated, says Kim Lewis at Northeastern University in Boston. We are gearing up. The first field trial will be next summer. Lyme disease is caused by a bacterium called Borrelia burgdorferi that lurks in wild mice. Ticks that feed on mice become infected and can infect other animals, including people. At present, it is treated with antibiotics such as doxycycline that kill a wide range of bacteria. However, this disrupts the gut microbiome, causing symptoms such as diarrhea, and can also lead to more antibiotic resistance. Now, Lewis's team has found that a compound called hygromycin A is completely harmless to animals and has little effect on most bacteria, but is extremely deadly to spirochete bacteria such as Borrelia burgdorferi. This information comes to us from New Scientist, and of course, we'll include a link in the description below. Well, that's exciting news. A brand new treatment for Morgellons patients that is an antibiotic but doesn't screw up the gut microbiome. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Next up, there were 3 new Morgellons peer-reviewed studies published last month, including this one in the Asian Journal of Research in Dermatological Science. The association between Piscine mycobacteriosis and Morgellons disease literature review. So what this paper looks to do in particular is see if there is any evidence that would associate Piscine mycobacteriosis, also known as fish tuberculosis, with Morgellons disease, the skin condition. However, as this research points out, there is no clear example of an association, and there's neither a clear example of a dissociation either, or what would be known as a negative association. Still, this paper does a service by including the contemporary research which demonstrates Morgellons is a condition associated with an infectious process into a prestigious journal that medical professionals well regard. Additionally, 2 studies hit the Asian Journal of Applied Science and Engineering last month, including the association of spirochetes and Lyme disease with Morgellons disease. This paper reviews all of the contemporary research that has come to light which demonstrates an infectious process with the Morgellons skin condition. Additionally, however, and a paper that may be of more interest to some people, and also appearing in the Asian Journal of Applied Science and Engineering, is the paper Magic or Morgellons: How Their Microbiome Might Make Morgellons Patients Magic. Again, we're going to include a link in the description below to each of the papers that we mentioned today. However, I'm going to read just a little bit of the abstract for you here. Although there is no scientifically reported evidence of a link between Morgellons disease and electromagnetism, this article investigates possible causes if different bacterial organisms were to be implicated in the etiology of MD. Spirochetes, for example, the suggested main pathogen linked with MD, are electroactive and, if indeed are the underlying pathology, could cause chemical precipitation of calcium carbonate crystals, resulting in increased electrical conductivity. Wow, this is great, especially for Morgellons patients who experience EMF sensitivity. There may actually be a reason behind that, and it could be, in fact, that these spirochetal bacteria are resulting in calcium crystals. We'll have to keep an eye on this for future research, and of course the link is in the description below. Turning our attention to national news, U.S. Congressman Chris Smith, representing New Jersey's 4th District, introduced an amendment to the defense budget, as he has done 2 years previously. House passes Smith's amendment to probe whether Defense Department weaponized ticks with Lyme disease. So previously these amendments have been shot down because the excuse has been made that the government didn't create Lyme disease. Well, this time it's different. We're trying to find out if Lyme disease was injected into ticks, which of course would be a different story than if the government invented Lyme disease. In the spirit of transparency and accountability, my amendment directs the Government Accountability Office, GAO, to probe whether the Department of Defense ever weaponized ticks with Lyme disease or any other dangerous pathogen, said Representative Smith, the founding co-chair of the House Lyme Disease Caucus. Americans deserve the truth, Smith said. And we do. We need to know if this Lyme epidemic is really a result of this weaponization by injecting the Lyme spirochete into the guts of these ticks. You know, previously we found examples millions of years old that show that Borrelia can infect the guts of mosquitoes. But to the best of my knowledge, we haven't ever found a specimen millions of years old that demonstrates that it was ever in ticks. Hey, quick note, this is Jeremy. I just jumped online to see if there were any evidence of ticks with the Lyme disease in it and cased in amber from millions of years ago. And yeah, there was. In fact, LymeDisease.org, a reputable and honorable organization, put a story together on that, and I included a link in the description below. I know, it's kind of a long shot there, but evidence is evidence is evidence. And if this really did happen, well, we do deserve to know. Finally, rounding out the news of September, a great story broke on September 29th, 2001. Key Morgellons petition clears 1 million signatures milestone. 1 million signatures Morgellons petition. A key petition to the President, Congress, and the CDC cleared a milestone achievement of 1 million signatures on September 29th, 2021. This gesture affirms that Morgellons patients are united in seeking validation, responsible diagnosis and treatment, and research into prevention and possible cures. Can America turn its back on 1 million voices? I guess that remains to be seen. Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's been so supportive recently, particularly in light of what I'm standing up for, which is to get Morgellons patients out from behind the groups and to be able to independently present the science about the association with an infectious process and this rare skin condition. We are working on a new Morgellons movement and reviewing software which will help enable advocates to be able to pick up themselves and move towards actions which will result in better care for Morgellons patients all around. I definitely also want to thank everybody who's been joining me on my YouTube channel, and for those who want to participate on that YouTube channel, feel free to reach out to me if you have any ideas about interviews or sharing your images of Morgellons, and we'll definitely do the best we can to facilitate that media exposure. People deserve to know what Morgellons really is, and that's what we're trying to accomplish, getting general recognition so people can go, oh, Morgellons isn't the alien chemtrail demon Illuminati nuclear submarine that everybody made it out to be. It's just a skin condition. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. I can't go anywhere without mentioning my friend and colleague, Crystal Clear, of More Morgellons. If you're not listening to that show, stop what you're doing and go check her out. And when you go check her out, tell her I told you so. All right, you guys have a great week, and we will see you soon. And if you're still around afterwards, check out this tune. See ya!